So today we're going to give you a series of tips for how to advocate for the most appropriate, collaborative, empowering experiences possible using the CANs in treatment planning. Just as a bit of context here, here's another system that went through a settlement process, a federal lawsuit, much like Idaho has. And this was the state of Hawaii, which, even though it may seem like it is a paradise to outsiders, actually has some really substantial challenges around meeting the behavioral health concerns of youth and the goals of their families. And what you see on this timeline is that there's about a 10-year gap. 1991 is when the settlement occurs. And then 2002 is when you really see services change. Right? That's more than a decade. You also see about a 6-year gap between when the family organization really started getting involved in systems advocacy there. That's Hawaii Families as Allies. That was between 96 and 98. And then when a slate of more appropriate, a deeper array and more intensive services were really implemented. That's between 99 and 2002. And so in that 6-year gap, families were trying to figure out, how is it that we get the most appropriate services when there's a system that really isn't there yet in terms of providing it? And we think that this is likely similar to the situation that Idaho is in right now. So while your system is trying to develop that appropriate array of services, what we're trying to provide are some tips for how you can advocate for the most appropriate care, even as the system is still growing and developing the appropriate array of services. So that's just a little bit of context there in terms of thinking about how quickly or slowly systems move for change, and then what the implications might be for us as we try and advocate for the most appropriate care. This is a quote that we have from a parent that was involved in some of our focus groups in terms of identifying appropriate care, right? And what she noted is that it's really hard to get what you need if you can't say exactly what you need. But that's supposed to be what professionals are helping you to do, right? So part of what we're trying to do is to help you identify here what are some of the ways that you can pinpoint more clearly what you need, so that you can effectively advocate for the help that would actually help.